do want to, if you don't mind, revisit the Opie thing for a second, because I guess to me, is anything about any of this really super surprising? I did not foresee.
I guess that's usually the technique that he would do. I guess I don't know. No, honestly, it did surprise me because I thought, I'm like, look, you don't like what's happened, and I completely agree.
Yes.
And it'd be like if I was like, ha, faction talk, suck a dick, baby, I took your channel. Okay, we're looking for trouble. But right. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like I told him, I told the listeners.
You've said it on air multiple times.
And then it's just weird to be. I felt so unconfrontational that I thought I'd be near impossible to have a problem with me. I'm like, if I just say how good you are, why would you care?
He did acknowledge your text to him and said, like, you did try reaching out and a number of times. So he did. It seemed like he was more bitter at management than you.
Well, and the part I'm trying to understand is he saying, you know, these assholes or whatever, like his relation, he doesn't think of you in the exact same way as Jim and Sam. He may,
because he hates them.
I don't know. He may hate all of you equally, but not for the same reasons.
He hates them more.
I have no idea. But there's I would assume so. But I just want to be
weird to have a fucking channel of people. You know,
like, I just think
what is that?
The only thing that's new about it is people talking about it on air. I think it's probably as old as the hills.
Okay.
He also recognized you have a big audience, and that's why SiriusXM would want to do something like this. So in the midst of taking some shots or whatever you want to call it, he did acknowledge that your popularity and you reaching out to him.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've got a big audience. I don't want to be enemies with the guy. I don't. You were there, dude, when I walked over to him. I'm not walking over to him to make a radio bit.
No, you were like, hey, you want to chat for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we got to fucking hatch this out. Like, I don't want to be at war, which is why I went back to Sirius. I was like, you haven't fucking told him? I'm like, you know what that makes me look like? I'm like, you got to tell the guy. Oh, it's not going to be pretty. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's you. You invented this idea. Like,
right. Well, if it's not going to be pretty today, it's not going to be pretty a week from now.
Yeah, exactly. And look what you did. Now you got it. Now he's got a little bit of an argument because he does have a bit of a gripe. I felt bad when he was like, I feel like they're going to take my channel away. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, and they're not giving it to me, but they, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's not a fan of anybody moving in.
Mm-hmm.
And why would they fucking tell him? Anyway. So I'm sorry he doesn't, that he's not happy with me. I don't want to be in it with him. Yeah. I don't want to be in it with anybody on Sirius. And yeah, look, I do like Howard Stern. I didn't even know Opie and Anthony existed. If it wasn't for Howard Stern and Sirius XM, I wouldn't know anybody in radio. I don't fucking care. I didn't want to hear talk. I like fucking boobs and skateboarding. I don't give a fuck about DJs. Like that, I missed the boat, man.
Yeah. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I remain very, very ignorant of
nobody.
Many of the top broadcasters.
Yeah, I regret that I actually did the research, but I thought it's just how I roll when I get into skateboarding. I know everybody, fighting. I got to know people. And I got into radio, and I'm like, who is everybody? What is everybody doing? I'm like, oh, okay. But really, I don't know terrestrial people. I mean, I know who Cowhead is, but I can't tell which one's man cow or cowhead or cowherd. I get them all mixed up. I believe they are 3 people, though, right? Yeah.
There's at least 2 there.
No, there's 3. No, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you got 3 people. I think Man Cow's in Chicago, Cowhead's in Florida, and Cowherd's national.
Oh, Cowherd. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Cowhead does stuff for the UFC now, right? He's on Fox TV.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, because they're broadcast partners.
Yeah. Oh wait, one's Cow, and one's Herd.
His show is called The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Oh,
right.
Oh, so he is Cowherd.
The difference, but the difference is Cowherd is not like a radio name that he took on. I believe his given birth name is Colin Cowherd.
Correct. He's broadcast.
His name's Cowherd.
Well, see, I think that's really why he wants you to emphasize the H.
Cowherd. So his show is a sports show that's also broadcast on Fox Sports 1.
You would guess he's descended from cow people.
Or
in his distant past.
Or people that back out of shit constantly.
Or both.
He's a cow pussy. This is just I don't hate him either. I'm just mixing up words.
Yeah.
Being a jerk off.
Right.
Asshole face.
Well, maybe maybe this is hopelessly naive of me, but I think that if you put aside how this channel lineup came to be, or and the background of all the shows and all that, I think it's 3 shows that make a lot of sense together.
I'll find out whether it's 4 today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to Jude last night. He's having his big meeting today.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, good luck, dude. Mm-hmm. I really hope that works out. I don't know.
Well, whether it's the 3 or the 4, it's just it's a channel that I think makes sense, and I really do believe that there are people who listen to Opie and/or Jim and Sam who, for whatever reason, never got around to checking out the show, and some of them will be like, what the fuck is this shit? Damn, Opie and they were right about these guys all these years. And some of them will be like, oh, cool, I get this too. I'll listen to this as well. And I think that probably there's people who listen to this show who, for whatever reason, particularly because they didn't have the channel until they upgrade, because we've come over here, sample Opie and/or Jim and Sam, and they're like, I like these too. You're not going to stop listening to the one that you like because the other guy's on 3 hours before or 3 hours after. It doesn't work that way at all. Yeah. So I fully accept and understand that every single day when we sign on, there's some people out there that have been listening to Jim and Sam who go, I don't know how the fuck anybody listens to this garbage, and they change the channel and they go listen to something they like. And then there's going to be the guys going, this is great, man. I used to change the channel after this, but now I listen to this Ellis show too. And that's all I care about. I've already heard from people who
have you cow heard from people?
I have. Yes.
Sorry.
I've man-cow heard from people.
I hang out with my girlfriend way too much. Sorry, fiance.
Yeah. No, I know. I live in a world of puns, and I'm raising a pun wizard. That's all we do.
Your son's got puns?
They're awful.
So what?
Yeah, that's all we...
4-year-old with puns is fucking awesome.